Today we have to talk about a skin that's very likely to return, the map itself currently may be changing, and a ton of other update news to go over in today's video. Now before we get into it, big thanks to PlayVig for sponsoring this video. PlayVig is free to download on PC and lets you win cash and gift cards playing certain PC games like Fortnite on PC. This is done through these quests and leaderboards where you can win VIG coins, which can then be used in the shop for again like cash through PayPal and gift cards. It's also one of the fastest growing esport platforms with over 20 million games played through it and over $500,000 won since launching. And right now through December 25th is the 12 days of gifting promotion, where each day there's a new special offer to check out. And PlayVig's 12 days of gifting is brought to you by Amazon Digital Day. Mark your calendars and take advantage of the biggest savings of the year on digital content across Amazon, including movies, TV, mobile games, apps, ebooks, and more. Amazon Digital Day is December 28th. But if you want to check out PlayVig, click the link in the description, and thanks to them for sponsoring this video. But yeah guys, getting back into it again, we have so many update things, so you know what, let's go ahead and jump into it. Be sure to hit that like button down below if you do enjoy it, and also comment what skin you're using currently. For me, it's the one you see on screen. Pretty awesome. But yeah, let's get into it with the first thing I want to go over, which is a good one. But yeah guys, let's go ahead and just jump right into it because we have so much stuff to talk about. And you know what, let's start off with some things about the 14 days of Fortnite challenges, because there's some things about these that I still don't think you guys know yet, and that's a little bit hard to explain. So let's just go into it with the first thing. And this is a question I've been hearing a lot, but we finally got an answer about it. It's, do you have to complete the daily challenge for the 14 days of Fortnite event on that specific day? Like for example, the snowball one that just came out, would you have to complete it on that day in order to unlock the snowball? And then if it's, 2 days later and you haven't done it, can you still do it? That question has been asked a ton, but we finally got confirmation that that is not the case. You will have until the end of the 14 days of Fortnite event to complete whatever challenges within the event you still haven't done. Obviously, once the event is over, you won't be able to complete those challenges and get the items, and I think it's safe to say that those items will never return again. And that info comes straight from Spazinski on Reddit, who is like one of the Epic employees who's on the Reddit quite a bit, and he did say specifically that they can be completed later and while the 14 days of Fortnite is active and stuff like that. He then goes on to say something else, and this leads me into my second bit of update news for this video, and that is like when the end date for the 14 days of Fortnite event is going to be around. And yeah, going through what he said, he goes over once all 14 days worth of challenges have been unlocked, there will still be a few days to complete them before they go away. So that itself is very nice, guys. Obviously, when it gets to that 14th day, which we do believe is going to be a bigger, prize or item reward, whatever you want to call it, we went over that a little bit, but like the sizes of the prizes and the challenges seem to correspond a little bit with like how good the item is. At least that's what it seems. So, having some extra days to do that last one is going to be pretty nice, and also complete the ones you haven't completed yet. But on top of that, when is this event supposedly going to end? He says that IIRC, they expire on either the 3rd or 4th of January, and that is either Thursday or Friday. And since the event started on the 19th, I would assume that the final challenge will unlock on Wednesday, January 2nd, so you probably will have a couple of days to, get those challenges done. You could maybe even have a little bit more. Again, we're not 100% sure yet, but that gives us a good insight of what to expect moving forward for these challenges. But then after that, guys, let's move on into one of the biggest things I want to talk about in this video, and that is actually changes to the iceberg biome that sort of, points towards a little bit of the story for season 7, maybe leading into season 8. But I first of all want to go over this thing right here, because as you guys know, we haven't really had that much about the story of season 7. I mean, yeah, we got a giant iceberg biome, and that's pretty cool in and of itself, but we don't know why that happened. We don't know what the plan is next. I guess you could say that maybe the Ice King is part of the plan, and actually I do think that's a good guess, because they have been making changes to the whole, the Ice King's polar peak area. His castle has been changing. There's been new areas around that, so I guess we do have a little bit of story, but overall we don't have a ton, Nothing is set in stone besides the Infinity Blade. But yeah, other than that, there hasn't been a ton. So that's why this change to the iceberg biome itself is pretty interesting, because nothing really like this has happened before. The iceberg biome itself appears to actually be growing and covering more of the map. Now this info comes from user Burning Tooth on Reddit. He's the one who I first saw post about it, and it's definitely pretty interesting. I was able to test it out myself, and you'll see that right here. But yes, it is true that the iceberg part of the map seems to be getting larger. Now how do we know this? Well, if you take a look at the map, and specifically the mini-map is the easiest place to see it, and compare the current mini-map of the game to an older version from like a couple of weeks ago, you will see slight changes. Like right here is a comparison of some pictures I took from gameplay display of mine from the 21st of December, obviously, and also the 9th of December. Now, as you can see, if you look at the edges of the iceberg biome on the 9th, you can see that it doesn't reach as far as the map on the 21st. Like, specifically look over here by Tilted, you can see the hill up there is more covered on the 21st. And I mean, you can look at other areas as well and see that there is more snow, like this big hill with a house on top of it near Fatal Fields is a good example as well. But there is indeed a difference there. You can also notice that I think they altered the names a little bit in that biome. They have like a white outline around them. But yeah, does that mean that the iceberg biome is spreading? And then like, what does that mean for the story? Does that point towards maybe season 8 or like the end of season 7? Because we're already on week 3 and we have been seeing some stuff with the Ice King. So I don't know, maybe the Ice King is trying to take over the Fortnite map or something like that. We'll have to come up with some more theories, maybe make a separate video on that, but it's definitely interesting. I mean, I'd say it's possible. It's also possible this maybe is just an update to the map itself, considering that like the outline did change around some of the names, and it doesn't mean that it's spreading. That is possible, but you know, I think it's more fun to think that maybe the snow is spreading around the map. So you know what, let's keep track of this. If it spreads even more, then we'll for sure know that, you know, the snow is actually seeming to spread. So I'll hold on to these images that I took, and maybe we'll come back in like a week or two and see if anything changed. But keeping it going here with more update news specifically, let's go into it with maybe the next patch and also something that has to do with the challenges themselves, which is a little bit small. But yeah, first of all, you may have noticed that the week 3 challenges only go up to 45 stars when usually it's supposed to be 50. Obviously, this seems like a bug, and that seems to be the case. According to Spazinski again on Reddit in regards to a question about this, he said, yep, this is not intentional, it is a bug. So there you go, guys, that is supposedly going to be fixed. And he does also go on to say that it is totally fine to complete all of the challenges now for week 3, and I would assume that maybe we'll get those 5 stars back automatically later. He didn't go into specifics about it, or maybe you just get all of the stars and it just says you get 45. I'm not 100% sure, but the other interesting part about that is that he says it will be fixed in the 7.20 update. That itself is very interesting, because is that going to be the next update for, you know, next week, or is it going to be the one for the week after that? So this does lead me into talking about the update itself that is going to be coming, because we don't know 100% when the next update will be coming and if it'll be a big or a small update. Because I also do want to say that, you know, usually they come out on Tuesday, but this Tuesday is Christmas, so you know, it's a possibility that we don't get an update this week because of the holidays and people having off, so the update could be the week after even, and then that would make more sense for it being the 7.20 update. But you know, it's still possible it could come next week. I'll try to keep you guys up to date on stuff like that, but still, it's interesting to keep in mind. After that then, guys, before we get into like some things that have to do with skins, those are coming up in just a sec here. Let's first go over this one that's a real quick sort of update news type thing, but has to do with something coming to the iceberg biome besides like the snow spreading out around the map, but that is vending machines. If you've been in the iceberg biome, you've probably noticed that there are no vending machines for items and stuff like that. Well, apparently that will be fixed soon, because again, according to Spazinski on Reddit, they said they apparently forgot to add them. And then he goes on to say that we will add vending machines to the snow biome area in 7.20. But after that, guys, let's talk about some other skin related things. And we actually have a couple of things to do with skins to talk about here. There's definitely a lot going on recently when it has to do with skins and outfits and items and stuff like that. There's a lot of fun stuff to talk about. And first of all is about one skin that I think will be returning soon. It's just a prediction of mine, but I think it's super likely because, well, first of all, as you guys probably know, Mary Marauder and Ginger Gunner came into the shop last night. That is right, guys. It finally happened. Everybody was expecting it. It was bound to happen. And thanks to all of you who used my supporter creator code for that. But yeah, this is definitely pretty interesting, because when I looked at this and saw it came into the item shop, at first I thought, cool, that's all of the holiday skins from 2017. All of them have come back into the item shop, until I remember there is one skin that has not yet come back into the shop. Do you guys know which one it is? I'll give you a few seconds to leave your guess down below in the comments. Obviously it's a holiday skin, but that is Codename Elf. That is right, guys. Codename Elf has not yet come back. So is he going to be coming back into the shop soon? Or are we going to have another Ghoul Trooper situation where a certain skin from 2017 and from like a holiday season in 2017 doesn't return into the item shop? Personally, guys, I do think this skin will return, simply because, again, he was like one of the main skins in the trailer for season 7. Or I really shouldn't say main, but it did focus on him a bit in the trailer. And like Mary Marauder was just kind of showcased as literal gingerbread cookies, and he came back into the shop. shop. So I do think it's likely that he'll be coming back soon. And then I believe that will be the final skin to return from Holiday 2017. At least I'm pretty sure it is. I mean, we've had the You Shouldn't Have, we've had Merry Marauder, Red-Nosed Raider, plus a bunch of the other ones. I'm pretty sure that is all of the holiday skins. Also, I could see them doing some original ones. I'm not sure what they would be, but I think I said this before. They did a bunch of original skins for Halloween, so I could see a couple of more maybe for the holidays. I guess we'll have to wait and see on that. But keeping it going here with another thing that has to do with skins. I said I had some things to talk about with items and stuff like that, and this is keeping it going here because it's actually, if you haven't seen them, the new skins items for PS4. Now, these are actually pretty interesting because one is actually reactive. But yeah, as for the outfit itself, it is called Prodigy, and it's a pretty interesting one. The theme of these few items is a little bit confusing. I'm not sure if it's like, you know, studying or school themed, but it's something along those lines, which you guys will see, especially with the back bling. But yeah, the Prodigy outfit, pretty interesting. Got a unique like sweater type thing going on, some glasses there. Also, this skin is actually using the same player model as with the Maverick skin, which I thought was pretty interesting. I don't know if that's the first skin to use it, but you've also got like, I think one of the soccer skins uses that player model, but you don't see it a ton, so it's cool to see them use, you know, player models that they don't use a ton. But yeah, then for the back bling, this one I find pretty interesting. It is called the Tabulator, and again, it's themed after a calculator, and it's actually reactive. That's right, guys. What it does specifically, from what I've heard, is that it's actually very similar to the back bling that the aim skin has, but as you guys know, that one counts your eliminations and displays it on the back bling, and I believe that is the same thing that this back bling does right here. It shows up on the little screen how many eliminations you've had in the match, and it is pretty interesting, I will say that. On top of that, another thing that apparently came with this free pack is an emote that's pizza. And when I say pizza, it's like a little 2D emote, similar to the ones we've gotten out of the Battle Pass a bunch. So nothing too crazy there, but hey, if you like pizza, it's an interesting emote. So yeah, pretty interesting overall. But anyways, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more update news coming out soon. On top of that, you can check out some of my previous videos here, such as on the left, my week 3 challenges guide, and then on the right, another fun video I think you guys will enjoy. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.